Don't you get it, kids? Don't take drugs. Give it to me.
Pour me a whiskey and let me give myself a toast, okay? You know, I've been saying this for years, but I could be a judge, and now is the best time. Since presidents can do whatever they want instead of running for office, I'm gonna run for judge. Why make the laws if I can just decide whether they mean anything, you know? And when the founding fathers wrote all that dumb shit about how England sucks, even though it'd be sick to have a bunch of dukes everywhere, and they fucking know it. But then I think, you know, those guys, they're still figuring out toothbrushes over there, okay? And all that tea, more like, how bad them teeth. And I'm sure they'd be all like, checks and balances? We thought y'all'd be automatons by now. That or raptured. So how about we just scrap the government? I mean, why not? You gonna be an asshole about it? That's what I thought. Let's make some sick-ass new laws, trade pizzas for goods, and have a national anthem written by the truck fighters. Now, how about we stop lighting just one cig and go straight for the whole pack? Alright? So, therefore, I am announcing as of today that I'm back on the wagon. That's right. Piece of poop, toss me one of them Keystone Lights.
Okay.
That's awful.
Take it easy.
Why weren't you a Chicago brew kind of guy?
We can't get those in Boise. Only Keystones.
Ah, shit. Well, it'll do, pig. For now. Now toss me another one.
Only two left.
I guess you're gonna have to go across the street and get some more. And put it on my tab.
They said that's not a thing. You
What?
have.
We'll be right back. So I had this cousin who kept calling me, telling me about all his problems, how he might end it all, and I was like, hey, how about you friggin' just deal with it, Kay? And if you don't want to do that, log into BetterHelp.com. And he did just that. And then he told me later that those guys can't even diagnose you for shit or prescribe you even a Xanny bar. And now he's gonna separate therapy just to talk about how BetterHelp don't got the drugs. BetterHelp.com. You better get some help.
Testify, testify. You better fucking testify. Order! Order in the court! In this court, I demand order! Order is what I need, and what I need, I get. You get me? You get me? Anyway, piece of poop, you're first on the docket, so we're gonna start with you, okay? It's not like you live here, pretty much. But dude, stop. You can't go masturbating in my chair, when you think that no one's here. 'Cause I was here, thanks to the burrito I had earlier that day from the Chipotle. The defendant is accused of being an addict. The kind of addict that has spent too much time at the doorknob of his pants, whose fingers have strayed from God, who believes that Mortal Kombat characters could have sexual intercourse. That isn't canon, piece of poop. And don't you ruin the plot for me, 'cause I haven't finished watching any of those movies. And I'm planning on it, I guess. You know, maybe someday, when I get a lot of free time to just burn. Anyways, you will be represented by Brendan Fraser as the lawyer guy in Killers of the Flower Moon.
This is an outrage. My client shouldn't even be here. You all should be here. How do you even know he touched his own penis and not some unknown penis?
Well, 'cause he admitted to it, like, immediately.
Huh? What? You did? You did? I did, yeah. You idiot! I quit. I'm not your lawyer anymore. This is what my character, I think, would do. Thank you for having me.
He's gone.
Whoa. Was that, George? Of the Jungle?
Give that man an Oscar. 2, in fact. 3, in fact. For what he did just now. You know, where is that jungle, by the way? Brazil? Yeah, probably. Alright, evidence number 1. I was gone for all of Iron Man by Black Sabbath. On the shitter, paying my dues, and yet paying no mind. And then all of a sudden, I hear the swivel chair a-swiveling. And for a split second, before the volume went down very swiftly, I heard a familiar ad. And now, I will not recuse myself for knowing what that ad was when I heard it. Okay? I know it's not about arthritis.
Yeah, it's definitely not about fucking a chicken or butthole and going ass to mouth immediately.
May the record record that, okay, if you would, and if you are even recording, you've been recording, right, Steven?
And, Stevie, can you do me a favor and make a compilation of all my funniest fart moments? Well, ribeyes.
Don't do that. Strike that. Strike that. I'll pay you not to do that. Okay? Let the record not show that. Your rebuttal seems sound, but I have further evidence of your devilry.
Did you just say butt? When I think about butts, I think they cannot lie. Big ass women with big butts.
You are gross. Okay, have you actually been laid?
The year was 1990. I was doing a flip off of the park bench in front of my friends to impress them, and I almost landed on my feet. Instead, I fell face flat, broke my nose wide open. That's why it's crooked, see?
Oh, I can see. Everybody, in fact, can see.
Anyway, even though I thought it was an epic fail, out of the corner of my eye, I saw her, Miss Belinda McGar.
Oh, yeah, I remember Belinda. I remember thinking, is that a real name that someone can have?
Yeah, Cowman, not only that her dad was a millionaire, head of McGar and Co., because they sold bunches of socks to multiple stores in Toronto, I knew I had no chance, but I still gathered myself up from the mud and my own blood, and I rode my skateboard 10 feet over to where she was and attempted to grind the rail.
Yeah?
But fell face flat again. This time, though, thank God I looked dope. And she looked at me and said, do we go to school together? And it was love at first sight, man.
Didn't Belinda die of polio?
Yeah, but Cowman, you gotta remember this was the 70s, dog. And we thought that was fake. We all did, everybody did. So I said, ain't nothing to me.
And?
She died that night.
And?
I don't kiss and tell. No. I only tongue kiss. Oh yeah. Tongue kiss.
Well, I'm glad she never lived to find out that you've been on dumpsterwives.com. The jury has deliberated, my friend, and oh, you are so guilty of all charges.
Yeah? If it's a crime, then let me do that time.
Your sentence henceforth is you go across the street and you bring me a 6-pack of Corona. I do not want Bud Light. I am not your bud, pal. Thank you. We'll be back after a word from the sponsors.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light was so held the twilight at the last gleaming broad track, who brought us fight o'er the rapids we wildly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave to the night that the stars were still there, or still yet wait. Brave and the home of the free.
We're gonna do a segment called To Get a Coup.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light was so held the twilight.
Now, I know you guys, y'all don't tune in to history lessons, and hey, I agree with you on that, mostly. What? You think I'm trying to be pop quizzed about all this kind of stuff at the end of the day? Huh. More like, miss me with all that nonsense, Teach. I got a pound of weed and a can of Fanta with my name on it. Literally. Okay? Because that's the can of Fanta that I smoke weed out of. And that's not yours, okay? Alright, but sometimes you gotta show up and be the substitute Teach. And you just gotta tell those kids, I don't know or care how Mr. Smith does it. This is my house now. And you drop me 20 if you think that I can answer any of your questions. Anyway, this is going to be the story of a coup among the fastest. You know, some would say I have a lot of experience with coups, seeing as I may have been at January 6th.
Come on, you legally have to say you were there.
Yes, I know, but I was just there to sell merch, Kay. I didn't want to get rid of the government, per se, but how else am I supposed to sell these Trump for God King coffee mugs if the man don't become God King? But I digress, okay, because we ain't gonna talk about that, Kay. Alright? Because I want to do that when Oliver Stone gets off his ass and pays me for my life story. Okay? Instead, we're going to talk about Bolivia. And I know what you're thinking.
Oh, yeah? What am I thinking?
Not you, piece of poop. You're probably thinking of clowns.
Oh, my God. Oh. Nostradang, bro.
Look, y'all are thinking, why would I ever want to talk about Bolivia? And frankly, I didn't even believe it existed until about a couple of days ago. But I guess there's some general down there who didn't want a guy from the other party to be able to run for a third term. You know, said it was against their constitution, making a big old fuss. And he sent out his guys to try and ram the doors of the presidential palace with an armored vehicle. But pretty much as soon as the current president told them guys to chill the F out and go back to your bunks, they pretty much gave up. Now, if it was Putin, like with that other bald dude in Putin's army who tried to coup his ass, it would be wings up and then wings down, ball of flame. And that dude was just a baldy. Imagine what he'd do to a guy with hair. I shudder at the thought. This has been Get a Coup. We'll be right back after a word. Alright. You guys may be wondering who's bringing sexy back. Because I hate to ruin your understanding of the world, but it is no longer the Timberlake. Okay? He might be bringing back some speed to his dressing room, or a fresh age hooker. Justin Timberlake, more like Justin Timberlake is a drug addict. Now, I get being a star. You gotta do whatever it takes to keep up, but you got a kid. Now, I waited till my kids left the house for good before I got back into doing all the cool shit I did when I was young. Like how a responsible adult should.
I thought your wife divorced you because you couldn't stop drinking.
And that's another reason why she was so dumb and wrong to have left me. I mean, sorry, for me, I had to have had to leave her. Because I can stop doing whatever I want at any time, okay? I just need one good friggin' reason, okay? Yeah, I'm saying it. How about you listen to those songs that are about that stuff, okay, Barbara? They're all the same, and they all apply to me. Now, anyways, JT and T.I. were out on a bender, you know, the way Hollywood types do, you know, the way I do. Yeah. And some dickhead cop pulled him over, asking stuff like, "Who even are you?" and "Get out of the car." I can sympathize with this, okay? Whenever I get some oinker on my tail thinking I got the same amount of time in my day to waste as he does, I think maybe this guy should just get a friggin' clue about who I am and what I do. Now, if I'm Justin in that situation, I would have started with I would have said, this right here is Justin Timberlake from My Dick in a Box.
Oh, I saw that movie. He's in that? Which ripped bald guy was he? Rob or Mike?
No. No. Not what you're thinking about, clearly. But, like I'm saying, if he'd have just started out with that cop would have known right away who he was dealing with. And probably would have let him go scot-free. SNL from 2012 is powerful that way.
Totally, Cowman. SNL from any year is powerful stuff.
And that's why we don't hear about all the crimes Andy Samberg has committed. A litany of them.
You're talking the guy from that cop show? How does that make any sense?
Ironically, yes. He's that guy. And who knows? You know, you're remembered for a few bits, and all of a sudden, it's like the world is your oyster. and all you want to do is see oysters die. So in closing, I impart you with this, listener. I've been traveling down this road too long, just trying to find my way back home. The old me's dead and gone. Alright, we'll be right back. The old me's dead and gone.
Now is not the time to ask your doctor about erectile dysfunction, and it never will be.
I woke up this morning to check my television. People still call it that. Okay, they do. Then I checked my phone. And then I thought, well, okay, nothing, huh? And then, as soon as I put it away, I got a quick notification that was weird and disappeared in just a second. And you know, it's one of those where for some reason it goes just straight to your spam folder in your email. So I go in there and what do you know? I couldn't find it. Could have been ABC, could have been MSN, CNBC, anything. Could have been George Foreman Grills. Then I found it. The new president is Kamala Harris. I dropped the beer that was in my left hand, shattered into a million pieces. Then I got up and went to the fridge. Didn't even make it back to my chair, and then the beer in my right hand fell out, shattered into another million pieces. I was 2 beers down, and the night wasn't even over. Could this be the end of the American government because of a woman president? I said out loud. I for once don't know.
I do, Cowman. It's called the old reliable. If Kamala gets elected, we just, you know, wink wink, nod nod.
What, we talking assassination?
No, God. I was talking gangbang, man.
Are you out of your mind? You know the punishment for banging a president? Instant death by nutsack.
Death by nutsack? Does that mean...
Yes, it does and more.
No!
High treason would be the least of our worries if it even applied in such a case as that. No. What we must do is just quit all our jobs at once. As men, turn in your timesheets for the last time. Let the ladies run this country the way they say that they can. And we'll laugh in our houses where we live. And you can't take that away from me. You can't make me move my RV. I like it in my yard. I won't move it. You can find me, but I don't sign. So you can sign yourself out. Thank you. We'll be right back after a word.
You know, for our final thoughts, I was just thinking the other day, it's like, what if all of a sudden, you know, the world's about to end, but I'm in the middle of my final thoughts. And like, they're actually my final freaking thoughts.